Hi everyone, today is Ruben. Can you please tell me if you hear me great and if you see the screen correctly before I start? Hi Nick, hi John. Perfect. So you hear me great and you see the screen properly. Excellent. As usual, two things before I start. You can put the chat at all panelists and attendees, then you'll be able to see all the discussion between all the traders that are in the chat and in the session. The second thing is that all the trade I take and maybe that I will take also in the trading session, it's only for my point of view. You should be aware of the trading risk. So please be aware of it. It's only my point of view. We can make contradiction between my point of view and yours. So this is also important to explain. Okay, so let's start. I have actually three positions that are actually going in my way. So that's great. I will explain why I took this kind of position and where I and how I can manage this kind of ongoing position. I already have 50 pips going on USDCAD. That's a pair that I already talked a few weeks ago for people that were with me in the trading room. So it was interesting to see the reaction that made yesterday and even today, even more today. So here the USDCAD. So I will get back to the monthly chart just before. So it's we arrived in a zone that can be a returning situation. We saw that from beginning of 2020, the USDCAD only depreciate, and maybe here it can be the beginning of a returning situation for this kind of demand here, and even on the monthly chart on 2014, we actually are in the lowest point of these pairs. And when we go also in the weekly, so stochastics is oversold. Okay, so that's a first indication. Second indication with the candlestick patterns, there is two doji here. The price didn't know where we went to go. We have a great here bullish pattern. So still, it's a second indication that the price can be in a returning situation. And when we see in daily, it's still the same. But what it's important in the H4, and I will explain how I entered this trade just here. Okay. I don't see these things. When view chart. Well, never mind. I will take this one. Okay, so we see that the price we are trading in a kind of trading range. Okay, so great support here at 120, 1.20, 350 at this price, and same here at 1.21, 21,400. Okay, so the price make, I think it was previous week, the last week. So here it was a great momentum. We broke out this kind of resistance. Okay, and the price yesterday made a retest. Okay, so I enter my trade here on a retest. So I already the price here and make also a retracement this morning, and the price is pushing even higher. So I already moved the stop loss in break even. I think there is a lot of place to recover. probably this. It can maybe go even higher than my take profit. But here I think it's the next zone. Okay, it will be at this supply level just here. So I will be trying to manage the position. Actually, my stop loss isn't break even, but I will check today, later on the day, and even tomorrow and Friday before the weekend, where I could put my stop loss and maybe take it on a stop profit. Okay, so actually it's still here. I want to see a higher momentum. Actually, the price is starting a little retracement, but I still believe that we can move even higher than this. Okay, so really interesting moment on the USD CAD. It can be a long way returning situation. We see on a daily, it was only going down, and previous week we see a breakout, and we buy the breakout on a retracement, and that's our enter the trade. The second position I have it's on the Australian CAD actually. So it's a day. I took this trade a few minutes before. I'd say 20 minutes before the trading room. I saw same a little consolidation. So I just sell the setup here. I will try to maximize my profit by buying just at this support. It's a day trade. Okay, I don't want to take this trade overnight, so I will close it maybe today if it's take my take profit. And I already put my stop loss in break even if it didn't go even more below. So I think that's fine. But look at the H4. Here on the H1, we said there is a great demand. Okay, so it means that the price is ready to push even higher than that. So for a swing trade here, you have to be ready for even a breakout of this kind of a triple top here. Okay, so you should be ready for a breakout. There is a great demand here, and I think it can push further. Okay. How you been, man? I know your profit is in pips or in dollar. Actually, it's in points. Okay, so that means actually here it's 49 pips. Okay, I think if I do that, it can be in money. But actually, it's preferable to make it on. We can leave it like that. I think that's fine. But it is for showing with the pips. So actually, I have 50 pips on USDCAD. I have 7 small pips on Australian CAD, and then on the USD yen that I will show you just after, it's like 30 pips. Okay, I will change it in money if you want. Okay, so that's also the trade I took in the Australian CAD. Okay, so it's relatively a classic day trade on this kind of trading range. Okay, so you buy at the lowest point, you trade to sell. So that's what I did here, and I wanted to close my position here. And if it's going above, so I'm already this trade is in risk free. I already put my stop loss in break even, so that's fine. Okay, my last trade I have it's the dollar yen. It's also interesting to see. So in the day one, this is so all this kind of momentum, okay, saying that there is a big buyer momentum, okay. It's after make a retest, and here we start to enter this kind of trading line, okay, for maybe a retest above this high point here. Okay, so I went in the H4 and I make a buy here. It's a bit late to enter the market here, but I wasn't ready for this kind of setup here to buy. So if people were long in this kind here of candle, it's perfect. I went maybe a bit long here, but I enter after I think this breakout on the H1 here hour. Okay, so I took this entry yesterday. And today on a daily trade, I took also this kind. It's kind of the same. It's funny to see, but it's like the same. When it's like we have support here, we have still a daily resistance just here. It's a classical daily trade to make. So I don't know how I made it, but I buy in the lowest point of today, and I just increased my position. I wanted to break it above and touch, make even a higher high than that, because we are in a high momentum, and I wanted to close here and if high on the daily. Okay, so that's my strategy as well. That's my strategy as well on the dollar yen. So that's for my trade. I have so that's for my ongoing trade. I will try to answer some question on the chat. Is it possible to see some point New Zealand yen and pound dollar? I will do it just after. Why don't you all trade overnight? I'm holding trade overnight for the USD CAD, for example. I entered the trade yesterday. Okay, so it make a retest, and I enter here the trade. Actually, it's still, yeah. Actually, we made a high point here. I think it will go below, but still, it's a swing long trade, so I will be ready to see a lower push. So I'm holding trade overnight. Not all of my trade are swing trade. For example, this trade here, it's a classic day trade. Okay, so I'm in the H1. I see this is trading in the trading range. So I just sell it here, and I will try to make a buying to make a buy on the bottom. So you all the time, if you look at the H4 and the daily chart, you must hold overnight position. If you look at the H1 or even the M30, so I believe you are a day trader and you will close your position before the night session. Okay, let's go for the New Zealand yen pairs. Actually, Steve is asking for. Okay. Oh, and it's still interesting. I think it's kind of the same. Okay, so we see clearly bullish momentum on a daily chart. There is something interesting in weekly. Not so much. We are getting back to the level of 2017. What we can have more. So in this kind of setup for a swing trader, I want to probably make a buy here on a swing trade. Let's see what happened in the H1. Even on the H4. Okay. So we probably have, for a day trader, we probably have this zone here. But still, I don't see actually any opportunity to go. You can tell me if you already have an ongoing position on this pairs, but I don't see any entry actually to make. Okay, we are actually in the middle of nowhere, so on this pair I prefer to wait. Still landing. Yeah, and we have also where is that? Here as well. Okay, so it respects this kind of level. Same here, same here. So I think this morning it respect this kind of level as well here on the 30 minutes. but actually we are in the middle of two zones. But I can check even more the market when we will touch this bottom here. Okay, so that can be a great check. Okay, we have to see how it will react here. Okay, yeah, the pound dollar moved great today. I see. It's really interesting what is happening. So this is the pound dollar in H4. So it's like the price is getting nowhere. That the price don't want to take a decision. No decision so far. We see here a breakout, like it was a false breakout. Okay, so we break out, we make here a returning situation. Maybe it's a retest. So it broke, we will retest, and maybe we can open a sell position. Okay, and look here on the weekly. What is happening? Okay, so in the weekly we are in a zone. Okay, that can be a selling momentum. Okay, and in the daily as well. It's starting to make this kind of circle here, so we can even go below, but we have to check if the retest is working. Because it was like this, then we broke out. I think we can maybe make a retest, and we can maybe make a sell position. Okay, it will be even there is a great push even higher. We make a higher, then it retrace, and we are actually on this zone as well on the daily. Okay, so we are actually in the pound dollar in a weekly supply, daily supply. In the H4, we broke out this kind of support that was on the trading range. We can maybe hope for a retest and make a sell after. Okay, so I think it's a great moment to see whether we can enter a sell position in pound dollar. It's really interesting. What do you think of the euro dollar swing long? Let me check what's happening on the euro dollar actually. Okay. It's still the same of the pound dollar. Okay, we are actually in weekly in a zone. Okay, that it's starting to retest. Okay, even we can push higher. Check on the daily. This is like really sideways again. It's kind of the same, just the same strategy we can take on this kind. So it's what is happening actually. Okay, so we have this kind of nowhere. Here the price starting to react, and even we reach again this kind of demand here. There is a supply just here. Okay, so this is the supply. Demand, sorry. So yeah, we have a demand. Make a retest. I don't know if for a swing trade, I believe to open a sell position when I see this kind of setup. Yeah, I don't see anything with the rectangle I put. Okay, so here we see better. Okay, so you see, we reach this kind of levels. Okay, in the weekly we have maybe type of uncertain situation start to retrace. So I still believe it can be a double top here. Okay, on the weekly chart. Okay, even on the monthly, look where we are. Okay, it respect to the level of 2017. So I think you have to check at the macro what is going on, and even you see maybe you think that the dollar will still going down regarding the inflation and on the value and everything. But on a technical aspect, it's really difficult to make a long swing trade here. When I talk about a long swing, it's maybe some weeks of holding the position. And then, you know, on a daily, it can be a buy in the daily chart. Okay, so yeah. Wait a moment. Okay. In shorter term on pound dollar, 78.10. Let me check. I just want to check what will be my trade here. I'm starting to react. USDCAD as well. Maybe in the pound we are starting to slide a bit. Still, I'm still on the buyer. Perfect. So my trade still holding in the way I want. Maybe here on this little day trade, we will see if we can reach the bottom. Okay, we'll maybe put it a bit above. Where is the pound dollar? Here. Okay. Yeah, exactly. 78.10. I want this kind here. Yeah, exactly. So it will be even above. I will maybe wait for retest on this kind. 1.41 actually. Okay, so it can be a great entry. Approximately around 1.41. I will maybe enter a sell position to the setup I was talking just before. So it can be slightly below, slightly above, but I want. So here there is a nice breakout. Maybe I can check. I think I can check. I can check the volume. I can check the volume. Maybe indicators volume. No, still there is not much volume. Okay. Generally, volume works well in stocks when there is a breakout. We want to check if there is a big buy regarding the volume. The dollar yen, I already had a position here. Ja Pro. I'm still long in the setup here. I don't want this daily support to break it below. Okay. But I expect to see on the H4. We can maybe. I don't think we will make a lower low. Sorry. So I don't think we can break below this kind of line. So still the buying momentum is still here. I think you can order a buy position above this level. Still in my position, I really want to see an higher high, okay, to this kind of line around 110.450, something around this. Okay, so here we are in the dollar yen. Still today it's really sideways. Okay, so we see this kind of changing end actually. You want to in this situation you want to put sell position? Yeah, actually, yeah, in the pound dollar. Let me check. I think I'm out of trade here. Yeah, on the U8 on the Australian CAD, it went to break even. Okay, so I make a sell here, and it went back to my break even, so that's fine. Where is that? Okay. So yeah, in the pound dollar, we see that clearly that here there is a supply in the weekly chart. even on a daily chart here, and we see that on H4 we break out just a few hours before this kind of trading range. So maybe we can make a retest to this kind of support that was broken, and we can even go further down. Yeah, it makes sense. I called a short on Friday. I thought maybe dollar will go down this week with normal time. Thank you for this. Yeah, Nick, probably. You're welcome as always. Any other pair that you want to check together and see what we can talk and discuss about? Okay, let's try for the euro New Zealand, and then I will go to the Australian yen. Okay. Okay, very interesting here. In the short term, so if I look on the H1, it's like building a little triangle. Okay, we have this kind of all the time we have a higher low. Okay, and we have this kind here of highest point. It make a retest here and retest, and we are actually in this kind of setup. Interesting. Never mind. It's not this. Oops. It can be a sell position on a really swing on a scalp, I think. For this kind of retest, one time, two times, second time in the 5 minutes, but the price is in uptrend on the H1. So I believe it can maybe make a little retracement on this line and even walk above. Okay, on a daily still, it's really difficult. It's really difficult for the price to make a higher push here. But if we block, there is a great place to go even higher than that. On the daily, still, there is two things I can make. Or I can open a sell position here. Okay, and then I will play a day trade, and I will exit on this trend line. I don't think the price will get booked below. There is a buying momentum here. And the second thing I can maybe check for a breakout and buy on the confirmation after the breakout. Because that's two things I can make. But here a sell is not bad on a day trade with tight stop loss, maybe above just above this high of today. Maybe we can enter a sell together here. I will maybe check again. Yeah, I think we can enter a little sell position. I will put my stop loss just above the highest point. And I will try to exit. I will try to exit here. Let's see how the price is reacting. Okay, it's that's great because the price is reacting multiple times on this kind here of resistance, even on supply. But still, we are actually open a trade in the counter position. Okay, actually, I prefer to make a buy here and wait for the breakout on this kind of point. Okay, actually, it's a day trade, little scalp. We will see. We will see how the price is behaving. Okay, it's all depend on the FOMC meeting for USD flow this week. It's the event of the week. That's right. That's right. We have to see what is happening on this kind of news. It's really important. I think the news can can tell us an indication whether the dollar will appreciate or still continuing its depreciation on this year. The dollar is really weak, so we have to check after this news. If using indicator analysis is good or bad, suppose it depends. It depends of many things. But if you trade on a day trade basics, you have, even you look at the fundamentals and everything, you have to know the levels, and I think it's really important when we see like on the pound dollar this kind of weekly here, we say okay, it actually we are trading in the price that was in 2017. Okay, so we have to be ready for this kind of setup. An indicator, it's depend of the way you trade. Okay, I like to see some Bollinger Bands to see the volatility. I was an option trader before, so that's why I like to see whether the price is far from the average price or not. So it's my preferences, and same for stochastic. It's give me an indication even the price is oversold, overbuy, and maybe you can do some kind of we say that we can check whether the stochastic scores and everything, like a divergence. Okay, that's the word I was checking for. We can find some divergence in the price and even in the stochastic, so we can apply a different strategy. If we can apply candlestick patterns, supply and demand levels, and stochastic, so we have 3 indication, and we can maybe increase our risk success. Okay, so actually my scalp is not going too great. We will see if it can book above. It's really difficult to be successful in this kind of trade when we have a buying momentum on the H1 and everything. Every trader want to buy, to make a buy on this kind of setup and hope for a breakout. But as a scalper, we want to be ready for this kind of trade. New Zealand CAD. Let's check. Okay. Okay. I believe. Okay. So on a daily chart, we see clearly that we reach a demand zone. Even the price is depreciating here, going down further. And it reacts multiple times. It reacts 1 time, 2nd time, triple time. Here a little bit on this candle on the doji. Interesting. Interesting. On a swing position, we can maybe make a buy. Okay, in the weekly, the price is getting a bit of nowhere, so I see we can make a long swing trade here. Even on the H1. Even on the H1, okay, we see that this here it was overnight. So we make a higher low, and here we are trying to make a pushing above. So I still have to wait. We are but we are close of a demand zone on daily. That's clear enough to see here. So that's it. And I believe we can make even a few days here to see a price reaction. So you have to be patient if you enter a long position as a swing trader. The price can react multiple days and make the big momentum move just after. Is supply and demand trading the same as other blocks? Yeah, not exactly as blocks on the later price and on the depth of market, but we have Gil that make an excellent webinar on supply and demand. I think we can see it on our YouTube channel. It's a long webinar. I think it's like there is multiple video that have a length of 5-6 hours, if I'm not mistaken. But it shows exactly where the big whales and banks are putting their order, and when the price will start to react even more. Okay, I don't know. We'll try to find an example. Okay, so for example, here we have a demand. Okay, just here with my mouse, you see, and here as well. Okay, the price build a demand. Okay, so that multiple thing. Yeah. Let me check if I can see which candle. I think there was on. Okay, just here, for example. Okay, so we are in the 30 minutes in the dollar yen. Well, I just lost it. Okay, so just here, for example. Okay, so you see this kind of demand here. Okay, so it's big blocks, big candlestick, big pushing a momentum. Okay, so it creates a demand here. Okay, so the price starting to depreciate after that, and here, okay, the price starting to react again. Okay, so when the candlestick is creating this kind of pushing momentum, so that means it's created a demand, and that's how the prices react. Okay, that's only one example, but you will have a few more. Exactly. Thank you for sharing the link. Supply demand workshop. It's an excellent tutorial to start with. Where do you see GBPUSD going? I'm short at 1.4120. Let's bring back to the pound dollar. So you are short at 1.4120. That is okay. So actually, you are short here. Okay. So you expect a breakout. The price breakout. Actually, it's starting to retrace. As a swing trade, I believe we can see getting even below to this kind of level. Okay, so that will be the next level. It's like 250 pips on a swing trade. Okay, so we can make a retest and even going further down. Okay, on a daily chart, the next diamond is here. Okay. Okay, yeah, so it's like 200 pips. So the price can go even 200 pips below to this kind of demand here. And if I think it can also fill the gap. I think maybe here there was a news, I think, when the price jumped here. So I think we can recover and recover this gap. So it's like also 120 pips, something like that. Hi, Nathan. Yes, I'm French. You can hear my little accent from the beginning. I have a clear accent, French. So if price come back down but doesn't break even, that order block that is going to test on the plus. Exactly, Christopher. Yeah, exactly. So you have to look at how the price react at this kind of demand. Like we see, I will try to get back to this kind. Okay, so here the price on M30, you saw the price on this kind of candle, you can, okay, the demand reaction is great. And here, you see that this kind of 30 minutes candle here with these wicks, I will try to go look. Okay, check. Okay, here. Okay, so I think here also that there was a news. The price, maybe we can see even better on the 5 minutes. I just lost it. Okay, so it will be the 11 June 10, 11 June. Okay, so that's it here. Great demand here again. You see this kind of candle. Like me, don't worry. If they come more hawkish than expected tomorrow, yes, you can start something kind of a strong and move. Yeah, we have to check. We have to check what's happening tomorrow in the FOMC news. It will be an interesting one because actually all the pairs, the dollars pairs are getting to an interesting level. Okay, that level that we didn't see from 2017. So the great move that we're waiting as a trader can happen in the next few days. So that's great. Which time frame you prefer? It depends. I like to see the daily chart and even the weekly if there is some opportunities. Okay, so for the USD card, I went to the weekly to see this kind of great of buying opportunities and even on a daily. Okay, so for a swing position, I start with a weekly, then I go daily, and then I check the H4. I check the H4 for looking the price section. And if I want to make a daily trade, as the Australian CAD I made, for example, here it took with the spread, it took my stop and getting back down. But for a day trade, I prefer to look under H1 and M15. Okay, so that the time frame, but still it's according to your preferences. Let's check the New Zealand card as Nathan is asking in French. Okay. He's asking if I think that there is a selling opportunity. So on a swing position, I will not enter a sell position. I will not enter a sell trading, a sell position, because we are getting in a demand zone, as we can see here, the big blocks, as we just talked before. So there is a one demand, a second demand. So here I won't enter a sell on a swing trade. But on the H1, maybe if we saw that there is a lower high all the time. Maybe there is this kind of line. Okay, so it can be as a day trader a selling momentum. Even here we see that the stochastic is approaching to cross. But still, you have to be really careful. Okay, make a selling position as a day trader is great, but if you are a swing trade, you don't want to sell. Okay, because there is multiple demands above this level. So did the New Zealand can. Thanks, learn two great things. This swing, so prefer Dayton for the block prefer. Yeah, Christopher. You can identify block on a daily chart, but also in an H4 and H1. Okay, it depends the time frame you are trading for. New Zealand CHF he was talking for. That will be the last pair I will review today, and then I will try to make a conclusion of the trade I just entered yesterday and today. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the price is only going down. There is here like a demand, but the demand already react here, but the price is starting sliding lower. Okay. Yeah, on this pairs, it's like the price is starting to slide. Okay. If you enter a sell position here, it can be great, but still it's not the best entry to make. Okay, because it can maybe react, touch, make a lower high, maybe just here, for example, and maybe starting to get down below. Okay, so that's all price reacting. But yeah, on a daily basis, we are still in the short momentum, definitely. And in the 30 minutes, okay, in the 30 minutes, we create a supply here. Okay, we create a supply just here. So if the price maybe which above this level, we can maybe open a sell position. Do you think mixing fundamentals at the central bank stance of the market plus basis that was random can make a significant difference? I think yes, it can make a big difference. Only if you're trading on a swing as a swing strategy. Okay, it's really difficult to take the intraday intraday variable price just because of the fundamental of the central banks. Okay, it will take few days, even few weeks, and for sure few months to see the price react. Okay, so if you look for a few days and few weeks position, so of course it will make a significant difference to understand the fundamentals of central banks and the dollars and the Fed and all the fundamentals behind. That's definitely. Okay, so I think we review all the pairs. In the USDCAD, I'm still long. Here it make a little retracement. Actually, maybe I hope it will make a higher high. I already moved my stop loss to break even. And I believe there is a big momentum to go long, like this to this kind of zone. But it can be even more higher than that. Okay, we see on the weekly that we are in great demand, and here in the weekly, this is a supply. So that's why I put this. We take profit just below, and we see also the stochastic is trying to cross. Okay, so that's the position I have long USD CAD. We see clearly that there is a demand here on the weekly chart. On the dollar yen, H4 ascending channel. I took two buy position, one yesterday after the breakout of one of the daily resistance, and today I just bought here on a daily support. So I hope to see a breakout above. So that's the second thing. And the last thing is that the Euro New Zealand pairs little scalp that I took just here. There was a tight stop loss. This is a day trade position. Okay, so I hope to see a little retracement to take my profit. Also take a battery of USDCAD, but my psychology is not good. When I see the beginning of the retracement, I stop my trade. Yeah, I understand. Here, you can see, okay, I make a buy here. The price is starting to act, I will sell. But as a trader, you have to be really patient. You have to follow the plan. In the H4, there is nothing to make a sell. It work above, it's make a retest, and I think there is more place to go go further high here. Okay, so it's patient, is just follow the plan, and I think you can increase your your profit on each trade. So that's really interesting and important. So I will end the session for today. I hope you guys learn many things, and it's happy to see some people that discuss on the chat. Really interesting session today. There was great opportunity to take. So I wish you a nice trading days. Enjoy the next day of the week. And I hope we will see you in the next session tomorrow. And with me, it will be maybe next week. Okay, so thank you for being with me. I really appreciate this session with you. Wish you a nice day, and bye-bye. Bye, Nathan. Ciao, Yash. Bye, everyone. Thank you very much.